Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Friday, June 6th, 2025. How are we doing today? Well, we lived the dream there for nice weather for a couple of days now. Now it's raining again. Somebody said it's rained for 13 Saturdays in a row here in Maine. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Let's get things pulled up here. See what the hell going on. All right. I can't get to my stuff. Live. There we go. Turn the volume down. Who needs to listen to that guy? Yeah. Matt Blood is here. Good to see you. Dave Howard, a.k.a. The Wallpaper. Matt Tolman is here. Already trimmed up his workout. Threw a few spin kicks. Got the heart rate up. I see you. Yeah. Coming in at a 9. 9's all around today. Yeah. Good to see it. Maybe somebody will stop by on Instagram today, but don't hold your breath. I think we got up to like 21 or 22 people yesterday, guys. That was good. Thank you to the people that shared it yesterday. It always helps. And thank you for those that are inviting people to the summit Facebook group, which is actually absolutely no one other than Dave Howard. So thank you, Dave. The rest of you guys can exit stage left. Invite some people. Luke McGee is here. Good to see you. Josh Baker. Yeah. All right. Good to see you guys. What is happening today? Yeah. Had a busy day yesterday. A lot going on. Coaching calls. A whole bunch going on. Yeah. Busy day. Busy day. Another one lined up today. We're going to hit our favorite restaurant tonight, Sicilian Table over in Falmouth. And take the missus, or the soon-to-be missus, out for dinner, and then I'd go out to Houston tomorrow. So to bang around with Steve Rosenberg and his crew. Touring Man is here. Good to see you, brother. I always know I like to see when you show up. That way I know the traffic didn't get you. So TGIF, yeah, we always like a Friday. Fridays feel good, you know. Fridays feel good. I would encourage you guys to get those things done that you haven't got done yet. You know, and let's not employ that contract and verbiage or saying, nothing new after 2, no more after 4. All right. Push through, guys. Be a little bit different than that other guy. Get some things done. Finish things up. Roy Dahl is here. 9.5 out there in the Midwest. I'm going to say Midwest, right? Close enough. 6 p.m., Matt. Come on up. You're always welcome. Yeah. Matt's been to the Sicilian Table. Yeah. We like it. I don't go out a ton, so when I do, I like to go someplace decent. And that's kind of nice, quiet environment over there. And it costs a little bit more, but I'd rather do that than listen to some lady with 4 or 5 kids, come in by herself, like we got introduced to at Applebee's the other day. The old blue hair special about 4:30, 5 o'clock. It doesn't give me the option to make it public right now, Wendy says. Well, I don't know what's going on then. Yeah, good morning, though. 9.7. Yeah, 9.7, Wendy. You got a 96. A 94 for a sleep score. Like, you're not a 9.7. You're at least a 10. Richard Nordheim is here. Yeah, getting close to going on his cruise. Yeah. Definitely worth the price of admission, Matt says. Wendy, I've got the comments here on the phone, so if they don't come up, don't sweat it. I got it. Got it under control over here. I've done way more multitasking than this. I can handle it. I'll get the iPad out, and it's not down to 1% charge, so we're in good shape there. I'll pull up my notes, and I can share some links unless you're able to do that. So we can do it. So, guys, how are we doing today? How are things? Yeah, 96. Always room for improvement. Yeah, always room for improvement. I remember my dad would say that to me and the rare occasion that I came home with a decent grade, like an A or an A minus, he'd say, "Oh, good, room for improvement." And he was right. Yeah. So let me see. Pull up the links here. You guys know what the links are anyway. We hammer you with them every day. Check out Bailey's 21 Digital. She's always looking for new clients. Hit her up with that. I think a couple of you guys have spoken to her, so maybe we'll get something going there. And give her a little bit of a boost. So she's doing a great job. It was great having her home last weekend. And even though I'm headed to Texas on Saturday, I won't be in Dallas. So it's about a 3-hour, I think, drive. So maybe next time I go, I'll pop up there and spend a day or two, check out their new place and all that. So anyway, you were a guy. Yeah, once, Dave. I also had some F's and D's and C's. It wasn't much for school. I didn't really see the point in hanging around after I figured it all out. I wanted to work. Let's get out of here. Right? This is a bunch of BS. That Blood, Luke McGee is rocking the journaling. Yeah, you guys are doing some journaling, which is good. And Mark, I can't help but think you inspired some of that just by applying some accountability. So yeah, the journaling can help, guys. Fill up some books. It's good. It's like you ever have somebody that pissed you off and you write them an email or a letter and then crumple it up and throw it in the trash, but you still feel better anyway. So why not try it? Yeah. Anyway, today we're expanding our what's our series called this time? The power of not emotional emotional intelligence. Yeah, we're talking about emotional intelligence. Yes, he did. Well, that's good. And part of that is self-regulation and mastering your emotional responses and not getting heated, right? Figuring out how to deal with those stressful situations. Yeah, putting the websites in. Alex says, me too, got a degree in business management. Hated every second. Yeah, I went kicking and screaming through a couple of semesters of college and, and then went part-time for a while trying to get it done. And just I looked at it more of as a maturity thing. But I really just didn't want to be there. I was smart enough to be there. But I think what tipped me over the edge was the sociology class. That music theory, the study of music theory. Perfect. Yeah, I'm going to need this later. So anyway, at the time was just not in a position where I could accept the fact that you got to do some things you don't want to do to get it done. So who knows? Maybe I'll go back someday, or maybe just go out and keep on working on world domination and kicking ass and taking names. So how do you like me now? Dan Bennett is here. Yo, good morning. Going to see Dan next week in Houston, coming down with his brother to check out Steve Rosenberg's 2-day takeoff event, which I'll be hanging out at. So it's going to be good. I think Steve just took off to go get Bubba in Buenos Aires. So he's going down and get Bubba out of there before he eats another one of those big steaks or something. I don't know. He said he didn't think he could ever get sick of eating steak, but I think he's closing in on it. So, yeah, good to see you, Richard Nordheim. Check out the Summit podcast. Richard, by the way, we need to get that recorded. So either before or after you go, let's get it done. We keep putting it on the schedule. Good morning, Dave Brackett. Now it's a party. Watch out. Somebody ought to check on Rachel. I haven't seen her in the chat yet. Touring man's here, though. We're good. We're anchored. So, yeah, guys, self-regulation, the ability to manage your emotions healthily and constructively, especially when faced with stressful or difficult situations. It's what allows us to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Yeah, it's funny that Dave should just jump on about now, because he and I, for a long time, subscribed to the fact that most things could be solved by punching someone in the face. But you can't always do that. People tend to discourage that these days. So we have to figure out better ways to interact. Dave says he's a 9 today. Wedding hangover is gone finally. Yeah, like I said to you, my friend Stacy used to say to me, "How you doing? A lot of energy out lately." And I said that to you yesterday, and it is. It's a lot of energy out going through that. Mark Zabo, good to see you. Oh, that's right. Rachel's on vacation. Yep. I must not have internet there. I'm disappointed. No, I'm just kidding. Danielle, good to see you. TGIF. Well, maybe not that extreme. Yeah, of course. So you ever wish you could just keep you cool, though, in stressful situations? Self-regulation is how we do that. We self-regulate. So we're going to explore that today a little bit. on how to not just control the emotions, but how to channel them into positive actions, kind of stay in that positive vibe, right? You can't always control your emotions, right? But you can control how you respond to them, right? What you push out there. It's important. It matters. Self-regulation prevents rash decisions and impulsive reactions, which can damage relationships, right? It allows us to remain calm under pressure, think clearly, and act with intention. Like, hey, you've ever been at a scene of an accident or have something really like traumatic happen? Do you get calm or do you go off the deep end? Which one are you? Which person are you? Right? Being able to regulate those emotions and get a hold of how you respond to that stuff is key. Yeah, I had to grow up sometime. Yeah, it kind of sucks, Dave. Yeah, think about it. Like a business leader who feels angry during a meeting um, would be better served to just take a moment and breathe to regain composure, um, allowing them to react more rationally, right? Instead of snapping. So, and I think I've been part of doing it both ways, and I can tell you that the more cool, calm, and collected way always wins. Heard that saying, cooler heads prevail, right? Yeah, for sure. So how do you do it though? I don't know. Pay attention. You can pause and breathe, right? Just take a breath, take a moment before responding to any emotional situation. I'll routinely say that to my clients. Somebody might text me, they got something going on, and I just say, breathe. They go, oh, yeah, I forgot to do that. Just breathe for a minute. Yeah, I'd rather be in control than out of control. Yeah, that's when listening is important, Dave says. Yeah, got to listen. Let somebody finish. So, and then you can reframe, right? Change how you look at the situation. For example, like instead of seeing criticism as an attack, see it as an opportunity to grow. Maybe be thankful the person took a minute to share something with you. Like I've said before, hey, ask somebody, hey, what do you see for blind spots, right? Don't ask somebody that's mean or doesn't want the best for you. Ask somebody that's genuinely interested in your success. Wendy says, I quietly cry, which I haven't mastered turning off, no matter what emotion I'm feeling. Yeah, I'll look over sometimes, and she's looking at her phone, tears coming. Oh, what are you doing? So I'm watching these reels on something. I'm like, oh God, here we go. Yeah, Mark, my emotions got the best of me in a tough conversation, but it took halfway through the conversation to rise at the best version of myself. Yeah, exactly. You can always turn it around. Dave says, you seem upset. How can I help? Yeah. Yeah. How about dropping this one on them? I'm really sorry that you feel that way. I love that one. That's like a big old F you, right? Oh, it's all me. That's right. I forgot. I'm the problem here. And then lastly, how about some physical activity? Just going for a walk or stretching or just try to reset, right? As my mindset guy coach, Chris Dwyer says, he calls it a positive action step, right? It's a pivot, right? Change your environment, do something different. Hey, I'm feeling like I'm probably gonna respond in a way that I'm not crazy about. So I'm gonna excuse myself from the situation, right? And Matt Blood, he remembers when we were at dinner one night and the guy at the next table was just dropping the F-bomb left and right. And we were at Sicilian table. And I'm like, I told him, I looked at him, I said, I'm only going to take so many more of those, but I was able to kind of get a hold of it, not have to go over and say, listen, pal, listen, pally. So anyway, but don't get me going on how there's just a general lack of courtesy and awareness in the general public in the world today. We'll talk about that another time. So here's another example. Instead of reacting to a critical email or something like that, going right back at somebody or a text, throw the phone down. Just take a 5-minute walk and respond with a more level-headed response, right? Yes, this is me saying these things. Although I will give you this caveat, though. Sometimes some people just got to have it. And you can give it to them, right? Matt says, I was ready. I know you were. Got a good wingman there, right? Brackett says, although sometimes things have to be said. Yes. Right. We did a little bit of that recently. And I don't feel bad about it. I sleep just fine. Sometimes people just need to hear it. And you just need to know when those times and places are. There's a time and a place for everything. But you got to master those emotional responses, right? You can reflect, do some reflection exercises. Like, hey, how about recalling a recent situation where you maybe felt overwhelmed? What could you have done differently to regulate your emotions? Dave Howard, you mean I can tell it like it is? Yes, but only after you've tried. What's that movie? Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze. Be nice. Always be nice until it's time not to be nice, right? Yeah. What could you do differently in situations to better regulate the emotions, right? So here's an action item. Next time you're in a stressful situation, maybe just pause for 10 seconds, take a breath, and consider, how you can respond more calmly and more thoughtfully. Yeah, I need a minute. Just give me a sec on that. Yeah. So drop a fist pump in the chat if you're actually going to try something like that next week, this weekend, whenever. Self-regulation is the key to staying in control of your emotions and reactions, guys. And I'm certainly not perfect at it. When you can pause and breathe and respond thoughtfully, you will build stronger, healthier relationships. And if that's something you care about, then give it a look. All right. Pop a fist pump in the chat if you think that might help you. Tomorrow, we're going to focus on motivation, how emotional intelligence helps us stay focused and move forward toward our goals with passion and resilience. How about that, huh? Yeah, I built out this morning. I was up early with my 61 sleep score at 4:00. So I used the time wisely and I built out the next 50 days of morning lives, 365. So we are locked and loaded and ready for you guys. And I'll be on every day at 8. I'll be in Houston Sunday morning, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. So we shouldn't have a problem flying out late on Wednesday. So it should be good. Should be able to get to each one. You shouldn't notice an interruption other than the background. Yeah, Josh Baker, Matt Blood, Dave Howard, Dave Brackett. Good to see you guys. Hope that had some impact. Think about how you're showing up, right? And that's what all this 10 days is about, is like just taking a look at how you react to things, how you receive stuff. Take a look at it. Motivation sound like a good kick in the ass. Yeah, it will be. It will be for sure. I might. Oh, actually, wait. Tomorrow, I might end up doing it from the world-renowned Portland International Jetport. So people will be looking at me funny, but I stopped caring about that a long time ago. So, yeah, I think the flight's at 9 or 9:30, so I have to be there, 43 hours early. So we'll get there early and get in line at TSA and literally be at the gate in 6 minutes. But it's all good. So maybe I'll post up there and do the live tomorrow from the Jetport. But we'll get it in. We get it in every day. And this is day 162, by the way. I must have fallen asleep there for a couple days. I thought it was still 159 or 160, but they keep coming. They keep clicking by. So I said to Wendy, I go, yeah, only like another 203 days or something like that. She goes, holy shit, you're not even halfway there. We don't care. We're going a day at a time, right? We're knocking them down one day at a time, trying to breathe into you guys and leave you a little something that maybe you hadn't thought about. Maybe it affects your day a little bit. Maybe you start doing a little bit of journaling. Maybe you're looking at a little self-regulation. Maybe you're paying attention to your emotional intelligence and saying, well, what actually is that? And where am I on that scale? So I meant to look too, and I'll ask Steve because he's I don't know if he's certified in DISC, but he certainly teaches DISC, whether DISC reflects emotional intelligence. So that's a good question for tomorrow. We'll check into that. So having a blast, guys, showing up, doing this with you guys every day. Please share. One person shared. The rest of you guys are on my list. You know who you are. No, just share it out if you can. Don't be a dink. Come on, man. Share it out. Invite some people to the Facebook page. Be like Dave. Just be like Dave. If you haven't friended Dave on Facebook, make sure you do, because then you'll get invited to the Summit Facebook group. It's probably his friends are like, Dave, come on, man, lay off. Enough with the Facebook group stuff. So anyway, we're building toward 2000. I think we're at like 1932. It just kind of keeps creeping. Every day it keeps creeping. So we're going to get there. Why 2000? because I said so. Because that's the next big number. We're going to do it. You got to have a goal, guys. Come on, right? Help a brother out. Let's get to 2,000. All you do is hit that, go to the Summit Facebook group, open it up, get in the group, go to invite, and start click, click, clickety, click, click, click. Maybe you can invite all your friends. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I have to click on each one. So, yeah, go till you get a restraining order put against you. We'll get them in the group. All right, let people know what's going on here. Luke McGee says, Mark Bunker, Dad always gave me choices for chores, with or without his boot in my ass. Talk about motivation. Yeah, one of my dad's great lines was, why don't you use your head for something other than a hat rack? I've used that a lot. So, and when he said it, I probably deserved it. So, all right, guys. Well, appreciate you being here. Those of you that I haven't called out or seen, I appreciate you being here. Golden Guys Construction over on Instagram. Good to see you. Stop in tomorrow. We're here every day, 8 a.m., talking about business development, personal development. We kind of cut all the way across a whole bunch of different things. If somebody's got a topic they want me to cover, throw it up there and I'll hit it. So Dave Howard says, got a couple of half Hall of Famers from Maine in there. Yeah, we do. And we're looking for Kevin Kaminsky, old Maine Mariners guy, Portland Pirates guy, not Maine Mariners. Remember that guy? Who was he? He played for the Maine Mariners forever. He was, what was his name? Steve Tashura. There's a name. If you've been around Maine for a while and followed AHL hockey or whatever, you really remember that name. Anyway, actually witnessed a fight in the stands at a Maine Mariners game, but that's a story for another day. He wasn't handling his emotional regulation very well, that guy. So anyway, guys, have a great Friday. An even better, he was little. An even better weekend, and it's going to rain. So I'll leave you with this: there's no such thing as bad weather, just inappropriate clothing. He works at Pape Chevrolet, no kidding. And speaking of that, guys, you hear me talk a lot about Katahdin. We lost a couple of people on that mountain this past week, and they went up. They went up a trail. I've been up. They were in a spot I have been. And they succumbed to exposure, and it just goes to show you that I can't help but think that maybe they got twisted around, maybe they got hit with everything. But when you go up there, and if you're doing any hiking or getting into the backcountry at all, you got to be prepared. You got to have your stuff with you, extra prepared. And any of you guys on here that have hiked with me know that I'll shake your pack right out and make sure you have what you need to be on the mountain overnight. And I learned that from my friend Steve Bailey, and he doesn't mess around. And that's why, I mean, these guys get into some stuff. It was a father and daughter. He was 58. She was 28, and not good. Yeah. Matt, I think so. The word is they asked someone for gloves on the way up. So if you're in a position where you're asking someone for gloves on the way up, that kind of indicates you probably don't have everything you need in your pack. And like I said, and you've been in the spot they found these guys, and it's not fun up there. In fact, it was where Johnny was hiking in the rain with a t-shirt, and till you gave him something to wear. And that's why I'm so serious about when we go up there, because it can change fast. And Dave and I have been up there in the snow when visibility went to probably 8 feet, and the wind chill. The winds went to about 60 and swept one guy right off his feet. So it's serious business up there. So if you go up, you have to be prepared. So it was really sad to see that happen. And it's unnecessary. So anyway, tip of the cap to them, and thinking of them and their family and all that stuff. Just tragic. So they're from New York. But it goes to show you too, when you go and hike somewhere, and we're doing this with, Wendy's got, we have the 4,000 footers in Maine that we've done 6 or 7 of them now. And, we get on one the other day, and it was snow and blowdowns, and we were wet, and we just turned around. And you know what? Like, the mountain's going to be there forever, or certainly as long as we will. And it'll always be there. We can come back another day and do it. Wendy says sunny and 70 at the bottom and snowy and 30 at the summit. You never know. Yeah, exactly. So A little bit off topic, but kind of a current event here in Maine. You know, the whole state is kind of in a state of shock with that one because it just senseless, did not need to happen. So anyway, if you go out, take care. Like I said, no such thing as bad weather, just inappropriate clothing. Gear up, be ready for it, get outside and have a good time. So guys, I appreciate you. Love y'all. Have a fantastic day. If I can help you in any way, please let me know. Hit me up. Find me. Hop on. Give me a Google review. Do all the things. Sign up. Share all the stuff I hammer you guys with every day. So I appreciate you. I'm out. Have a great day and an even better weekend. See ya.